Hello guys, welcome to part 2 of all about MySQL script. So in this tutorial we are going to hack an app. We want to know how secure our app is. Okay, let's get started. So this is the app I just built. Okay, so this is my designer part. It's this very simple application. It's very simple. So this is my designer part. So I'll just need to I'm just getting a URL and a how many times the picture has been downloaded. That's just the basic about this app. So I'm getting from this text box 1 is from and this is from 2. So that's just the basic of this application. But no matter the app, is our app still secure? So that's what I want to find out. So I'm using the post extension. Okay, so and if you are familiar with MySQL, if you are using the post extension, you'll be familiar with this script, because if you want to use the MySQL depost extension, you have to be using this MySQL script. Okay, so I'm using this MySQL script. You should be familiar with all of these. You put your host, password, and the rest. SQL key, you put it there, and that's all about it. So you are familiar. If this is not your first time using my deep host MySQL.php. So this is deep host. The URL has been encoded, maybe encrypted itself. So I'm using unlock key also to encrypt the data, and I'm doing some stuff here. So you cannot see my URL. Also, you cannot see my key. Right? You cannot see it. So when I click on the run button, I want to get a picture from a particular index to particular index. Do you understand? So when the MySQL got the column, we set the variable, and the response will show in the label. So that's just the basic thing there. For the logic to do the limit, I have to set the count ID to 1. So in my database, I have a count ID equals to 1, or everything is equals to 1, because that's the logic there. Because I want to add this limit from and to. So if you are not using the post extension, it's very easy to add limit in your query. But if you are using the post extension to do MySQL, you have to use some logic. So that's the logic I'm using here. Get cat ID, where cat ID is equal to 1, because I want to add, because I want to join all of this to it. Okay, let's get started. Okay, that's all. Let me just export this, so you can see my URL is secure, my key is secure, and everything is very secure, right? So let me export this and let's get started. Okay, our download is complete. So let's test our application. So I'm using HTTP canary and parallel space because this phone is not rooted. So I've put the app inside the parallel space. So if I go to parallel space now, I can open the application. So we are going to do a couple of things there. Notice my URL and secret key are secure, right? So let me just open this. So this is from and to, so I can get the index from particular index to particular index, because this is it. So if I want to get from index 2 now, I'll just put 2 here. Then how many did I want? I just want 5. Five pictures. Okay, so from index 2, then I want 5. If I want 10, I'll put 10 there. So one more thing, I will go to HTTP canary and I will listen to the request. So I'll check this. So that's it. So I'll click on run. I'll go back to HTTP canary and I will see everything. So this is my URL. The URL that you think that is secure, this is it. This is the URL. The URL that you think, I even put it, actual key, put a lot of stuff. This is my URL. Okay, if I go to under request, if I go to text, this is my key. Okay, if I copy this, I can copy this. No need of copying. Text, and I go to URL decode. If I come here, you can see this is my key and this is my query. The key is fact of jokes. If I come to here, I can show you the key. So this is the key. As you can see, the key, fact of jokes, and this is the key. The key that you think that is very secure, the key that you think is very secure is not secure. Okay, and this is my query. Select, because I'm using the post extension, you cannot see the query, but here I can see the query. You can see select URL, download from fact pictures, and this is my pictures where cat ID is equal to 1, limit 2,5. So since I've gotten what I really need is this table name, fact pictures, then I can do a lot of MySQL injection now. Since I've gotten the table name, I can do my MySQL injection. So I'm using an extension, an extension. So the extension is called Epic. So I can use it to run a query, raw query, and do a lot of stuff. So my URL, I'll put the URL here. My URL is, let me go back again, view. So this is my URL, http So this is my URL. I'll just change this guy to post because we are using post here. You can see method post. So I'm using the post. So URL parameter, we are not using any URL parameter there. If you want to set an header, you can set an header, but we want this body. So form data, we'll just check this form data. So inside this our request. So I have a key and a query. So I'll just put key here. Key. What is the value, fact of jokes? So I also have a query. Our value will be any statement that you like. Since I've gotten the table name of this application now, then I can do a lot of SQL injection. So, but first of all, I want to select everything from the table name. The table name is fact picture. Okay, so if I run this now, I should be able to get all my results. So okay, the table does not exist. Let me see again. Okay, it has an X. You can see it has an X. Let me put the S there. Let me run it again. So this all my database pictures. It's very simple and easy to use. Very simple. Without rooting my phone, I can get a response and do a lot of stuff. Now I can delete if this table is a user table, or maybe where you store user password, username, credit card, and a lot of stuff like that. I can get some stuff there. If I'm also using your application, maybe you block me or something, I can block myself, or I can delete my account from your database. I can delete user account from your database. I'll just be running each query. I'll be running each query here. So this is a simple hacking. I've hacked into my own application. So why? Because this table name has been reviewed. Why? Because this table name has been reviewed. Even if you secure your application, I will still see everything when you are running a request. Even if you put everything inside and encode, you put everything, you think your app is secure. Your app is not secure. So to stop that, we are going to use, it's still the same thing, but I'm not saying that this MySQL script is not good. It's good, but it cannot stop my SQL injection. It's not secure enough to stop SQL injection. I'm not saying it's good. I'm also using this before I change my script to the one that can secure my database. So let's get started. I'll show you, but first of all, to secure that, you just need to put your table name. Instead of this, if you want to secure your application, you are not going to use deephost extension, because deephost extension does not give you the freedom to run your query yourself. Since you don't have the freedom to run your query yourself, it will be impossible for you to secure your database. See, yes, an extension is good to make your work faster, but at the same time, it's not secure. So you just put your table name here, you want to get the position and all the column you want to get, you put it here. Well, it's good, but it's not secure enough. So we are not going to use deephost extension. If deephost is watching this, then it can create an extension to support the latest MySQL script, that can support MySQL script to make things faster if it's possible. So the first thing that we are going to do is, instead of running our query, instead of running our select statement directly, okay, we are going to put this statement inside the procedure or a function. So we just click on procedure. It's very simple and easy to use. That is the first thing to secure your app from SQL injection. So I can click on, this is test one. Let me just edit this. Using a procedure is the very first thing to secure your application from SQL injection. Okay, so you can see this the query. Okay, so the query, you also do the same thing here. Select URL, comma, fact pictures. Oh, sorry, it's not fact picture, it's download from fact pictures. Where, so the reason, actually you don't need a where clause here. The reason why I put a where clause in here is because I'm using deephost extension and I want a limit to my query. So that's the reason of using this cat ID is equal to 1, so that, because I don't have the freedom to run my own query, so I have to add some logic just to add this limit from and to. So because now that I want to run a pure query without any logic, then I can easily put limit here without a where clause. So limit, I can get the limit now from here now. So in, I can say from, it's very simple, from another one to. So now if it's int value, let me just put this. So from will be from, comma, 2. Do you understand now? So that's all about everything. That's all about everything. This statement is still this statement here. So this from and to is the one I will not get from the app or from the user or from whatever it may be. So I'll just click on go now. Okay. I know the reason. Let me put an S here because this from and to is part of SQL words. Okay, let me just put an S here. So I'll also put an S here. S and S because from and to is part of SQL, my SQL words. Okay, so I'll just put an S and S there. So now let me execute this just to show you. Execute. It will ask from. So now this from I'll just put 2 here, and 2 I want a limit of 5 from index 2 to 5. I'll click on go. I'll still get the same thing I got in my application. So this is the same thing as I got from my application. It's still the same thing. So now this statement call, this call is the one that you now put inside your app. That will be your query. But you cannot use depots extension if you want to run pure query, or you want to run a procedure, or you want to run a function. You cannot use depots extension. So the first way to stop people from hacking your application is to be using a procedure or a function. So after using a procedure or a function, then you have to put limit to if they guess. So assuming I'm using I will recreate another application using another script, a secure script, rather than the one DeepHost recommend. Okay, so I'm going to use another script now with my procedure that I just created there, and we are going to do the same thing. So let's continue. Hope you understand. I created an app. The app, I'm using the post extension and this particular script. If you are using the post extension, you'll be familiar with this script also. So inside this script now, I've created some blocks. Okay, so this is my URL and my secret key, and I encode them so that you're able to see it. But unfortunately, I can still see it. And I'll perform some simple logic here to get the column, to get the password, and to get the picture and the total number of downloads. And that's all about everything. Then I open parallel space. I put my app inside the parallel space and HTTP canary. So this is the parallel space, and I listen to the request using HTTP canary. Then HTTP canary give me the URL of where the request is going, and unfortunately I encode the URL here, but unfortunately I can still see the URL. Then the method is post. The request, I can see the key that you think that is secure, I can see it, and the query that you think that is secure, I can see it. So then this query now is showing my table name. The query is showing my table name, which is fact picture. Now this table name is enough for me to perform SQL injection. As long as I can see your table name, or I can guess your table name, I can perform an SQL injection. Then I open this epic. This epic is used to run some stuff. So the URL that they gave me here, the URL that they gave me here, I put it here, and in body I perform a form data, key, and a query. The key is the factor jokes, and the query, I perform the query here. It's very simple, and I click on run. I set this to post, and I click on run, and I can see all the stuff. If this table name is user data or something that you put username and password and a lot of stuff there, I can easily get it, and even I can delete your database. I can delete anything as long as I can see your table name. I can do a lot of stuff with the table. So now let's try and secure our application in a very simple way. So stay connected, and I will build another application and I will resume the video. Okay guys, this is another design. I've redesigned my application, so it looks the same thing, but it's not really the same thing. So if I go through the block, so you see this URL, I'm going to put my URL there. This secret key, I'm going to put the key there. If you watch the part 1, you see it's still the same thing. So these are the startup block. So I'm going to put my URL here, https so this is the URL that I want my request to go, and this is the key. So the key, my own key is MOP. Okay, that's my key. So these are the startup block. This also is the startup block. This is also the startup block. I'll put the link of the script in the description. You can also go through it. You can read the documentation in kodular and a lot of stuff. So this is our startup block. This also is startup block. But if our number of rows is greater than 0, then I want to show the picture. So this show picture, I've also shown you the when we are using the post extension. It's still the same thing, but there are a couple of things that have changed. Okay, so I'll move this to the bottom. Okay, so this for each loop now, we'll be adding our picture and our download link and the number of download. This picture will hold our URL, and this guy will hold the number of downloads. So the index is 1 and this is the index 2. According to, if I did this, because I'm selecting URL first, I'm selecting URL, then the download. So the URL will be index 1, the download will be index 2. Okay, so if I click, you should get the picture. The getting of picture, this will run a query. So this is the key. The key will get our secret key. This secret key is not really secure. We can still see it. So maybe we can remove it or leave it. But since almost everybody think it's secure, that's why they just leave it there. But it's not really secure, but we can just leave it there. So our query, this is where our query will be. Our param. So we are binding our parameter here. Let me increase the font. We are binding our parameter here. So we will bind from. Also, we also bind to, just to stop an SQL injection. So that's all about everything. So our query now, I'll show you the query. Our query, if you remember, we've made a procedure. Okay, so our query is called test1. Then we are going to put a question mark, okay, because we are binding, we want to bind our input. So we put a question mark, comma, another question mark, and we close it. That's it. Enter. So this is our query. Okay, then we bind the from, and we also bind to. That's all. We click, we get the from our text box, we get the to from our text box. That's all about everything. It's still the same thing, but because it looks that is very much because of the web component. If the extension developer can make all of this into an extension that will support the latest MySQL script, then all of this will be minimal. Okay, but there's no extension for it for now. That's why everything looks like Civ is urge, but it's not really big, but it's good. So let's continue, and I will export this to my phone now, and I will show you how secure it is as well. So let's export and let's continue. Okay, so I've downloaded the application, so I can continue. So let's go to our query again. This is called test1. We put a question mark, we will also put a question mark. So you can see our procedure, we have a text1 here. So if I edit this, so because I'm expecting 2 question mark from user, that's why I put 2 question mark here. So I'm expecting from and to, so that's the reason for the 2 question mark. Do you understand? Okay, let's go to our app now and let's run our query. So hope you understand I'm binding the parameter here. Okay, so I've exported to parallel space, I've put it to the parallel space, and I'm also using it to be canary for this also. So from parallel space, so I'll click on the app and open the app, as well as we are going to open HTTP canary also for this also. So from, let me just put 2, from, let me put 2, then to, I just want 5 results. From index 2 I want 5 results. So let me run this. So I have my result. If I go to HTTP canary also, I'll see the, oh, I forgot to start listing on the request. So I'm going to click it again. Okay, so let's go to the canary now. So we have this. Okay, this is our URL. Our URL is not really secure. So this is our request text. So let me show you the request. So as you can see the request now, we have call test, then we bind our parameter. So let me decode the parameter. I think it's already been decoded. It's already been decoded. Okay, it's already been decoded. So we have call test1, and we also have the binding of the parameter. That's one. So now our table name is not shown. Okay, our table name is not shown. There's no way we can perform an SQL injection here now. So if I go to this URL now, you remember our URL does not have the index.mysql.php. So it's just this. If I put slash here now, our key is mop. Our key is mop. So I'll just change this to mop. So if I run this again, I will still get, what is it called? I will still get this fact, or what is it called? This fact pictures. I may still get it. If I run this, because I've already know this fact pictures, that's the reason we still get the fact pictures. Okay, we still get it. But to limit this now, we are going to edit our config file, and we are going to put fact pictures there. Fact, our table name, we are going to put in there, fact pictures. Then we are going to save it. So you put your password there and you will save it. So after you save it now, you will notice we have a fact pictures there. So assuming that I can guess your table name. So let's assume I've guessed the table name, which is fact pictures. So then I want to perform the SQL injection now. So if I run this again, see, you see something. You say you may not have the permission to run this query. This is what you got. This is what, assuming you can guess my table name, then this is what you got. So in my database, I have a lot of table name and columns name. You don't need to put columns name there. It's only the table name and your database. So all of this table name now, everything, I will just put it inside this injection. Then I will also put my database name there. So now all my query, I will be creating a procedure for them. So I will be creating a procedure for them. Just call whatever to get the same result. So now, since I know this procedure now, I can also perform the same thing here, but you cannot perform SQL injection. Okay, so I can change this query to call test1. Then I can say 2, 5. So if I run this, I will still get the fact, but I cannot access the I cannot access the table name as well as the database. I cannot perform SQL injection. I cannot delete anything here. I cannot do anything. I can only do what I only see here. Call test1, whatever. Call test1. This is the only thing I have access to. So the hackers cannot delete your database or get user inputs from your database or get some sensitive data from your database unless you show them, unless you give them the chance. So now if maybe you want to get something from the user, you want to get user data or you want to get user stuff, then you put your query inside a procedure and you will only get the username of the user using a question mark. You bind the username of the user and you get whatever. So now the app is secure as I cannot perform SQL injection in this now. So if you want to perform SQL injection, it will be you don't have permission to run this query. So even if I can guess the table name, I can guess everything, I cannot still perform SQL injection. Let's try it. Let's try to drop this database. So let me do this 243023db2. Let's try to drop it. So assuming I can guess the database name. Okay, so assuming I can guess it, let me just put drop here. Drop database, then you put your database name. Drop database 24, let me see it again. 243023. Okay, 243023 db02, right? db2. So I want to drop this database now. If you are using deep extension with the script I show you at the beginning, you can easily drop anybody database. But now if I run this now, let's see what we got. You see, you may not have the permission to run this query. No hacker, there's nothing they can do at this stage because the script does not give them the access to drop your database, to get unwanted data from your database and to do a lot of stuff. Now, this is a secure script. No one will drop your database, no one will delete your table, no one will get anything from your database. If you are a hacker too, you can test this script and perform your SQL injection. You are free. You are free to perform anything. If this is insecure, then you can share with the world. You can share with the world. For me, this is a secure script. I'm not saying the script I showed you at the beginning is not secure. It's secure, but it's good, but it has some security issue which I've shown you. You cannot stop SQL injection. So if you care about your data or your database, you may not have experienced SQL injection, but one day hackers are looking for you. Once your app is popular, hackers will be looking for your app to hack your app. Your app is not popular, that's the reason you have not experienced any SQL injection. Once your app is popular, people will be finding a way to attack your app, and do a lot of stuff. So this is the best way. You create a procedure and you put your query inside the procedure just to secure it, secure your query, secure your database, secure your table name, and you put whatever your database and your table name that you don't want anybody to run here, and you put it there. So this is your master key. Nobody must know your master key. You should only share this master key in your admin app. You should only be using this master key in your admin app. So if you share this master key in your main app and you think that you secure it using encrypted stuff and doing like that, and do a lot of stuff with it, you are using secure, you encrypt it, you think your app is secure, and you free your mind. We can listen to the request and you will get your master key, and we delete your database very easy without stress. So only use your master key from the admin app. I repeat, only use your master key from the admin app, and only share your admin app with the trusted people. Do you understand? So all your database, your table name database, you just put it inside this injection, and your app will be secure from SQL injection, free for everybody. So if you still don't understand this and you still think your app is secure at this stage, by now you will have known if your app is secure or not. Do you understand? So thank you very much for watching. If you have any problem, you can comment. Also, if you have any challenges, with the script, you can comment your challenges, go to GitHub, pull a request, do a lot of stuff, pull a issue, do a lot of stuff if you have any challenges. And this is not limited to kodular app alone. This is all about application built with Android Studio. If you are building app with Android Studio, I can also listen to the request, get the URL, get the parameter, attack your database, do a lot of stuff. So if you are using Android Studio, you also need to have a URL which you will get, like an API which you will be getting data from. So it's still the same thing, but if your API is secure enough, using a good script to secure your database is very important. So thank you very much for watching. If this has helped you, don't forget to like and subscribe. So if you want a tutorial about procedure and function in MySQL, I can make that tutorial. So if you like, comment it. If you really want it, you should comment it. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day. So if I look at the response now, I can still get the response. It's still the same thing. So thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day.